And that was point, what was this point called? C. So this was point C. Hold on, let me move this box out the way. So that's point C. I told you guys always label your answers. Okay, so there you go. All right, finding distance given two coordinates. All right, distance formula is really easy when you have a calculator. All right, we're gonna try our best. First thing I'm gonna do is be lazy and copy this because I don't feel like writing it. This gets so tedious to write. All right, find the distance between these 2 points. Let's get it. So we have x1, y1, x2. You know what, I'll use a different color even though this is making me take forever. x2, y2. Okay, and actually I shouldn't have copied that because I'm gonna need to erase and replace. Oh, now I gotta write it. All right, lowercase d stands for distance. And then we have x2 minus x1 squared. That means to the second power. Plus y2 minus y1 squared, which again means to the second power. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and do my whole erase and replace business. Okay, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so I'm going to erase x2. Let me zoom out so I can actually see. And I'm gonna replace that with -3. And then y2 is also -3. Let me just do that one since they're both blue. It doesn't really matter what order you write them in, just make sure they're in the right spot, which, I mean, sounds obvious, but some people are weird like that. All right, anyway, x1 was 1, and I'm sorry, x1 was 5. There we go, oops, and y1 is 1. All right, get in there. Okay, so now that we have that situated, make sure I do this right because now I'm nervous. Okay, all right, now that I have that situated, this is where you would literally type it in your calculator, just like this. So give me a second so I can type this in the calculator. I'm gonna go over to my Inspire app. Okay, I'm going to create a new calculator. All right, and then I'm going to hit the square root button, and I need to set a parentheses. Then I have -3 minus 5. I'm going to press the right arrow to get out of the parentheses, and then it's going to be minus, oops, forgot the square. Let me go back, and to the second power. Just press X to the second power. Okay, now I hit the right button again. Now minus parentheses, -3 minus 1. Close those parentheses, and then X to the second power. Okay, so now that I've opened the Inspire app, I'm going to go ahead and click on the square root, open a set of parentheses, and I'm going to put -3 minus 5 to the second power. Okay, minus, or plus, excuse me, -3 in parentheses, minus 1, close parentheses to the second power, and hit enter. And then you can see here we get 8.94. So 8.94, I'll just round it to the hundredth place. Okay, so that means the distance is 8.94. Sorry, that looks a little ugly. Here we go. Okay, and that's pretty much how you do that. All right, example 5. Kate and Ben's house are graphed below. Jason lives halfway between them. What's the distance between Jason's house and Ben's house? So basically we need to find the midpoint and then find the distance, or we could find the distance between Ben and Kate's house and divide by 2. Oh yeah, honey, we got options. We got buku options. We got 2 options. Okay, let's figure out these coordinates though, because I can't see. All right, so let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 2. So that's 6, 2. And then for Kate's house, looks like -2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So -2, -4. All right, that's going to be my x1, y1. This is going to be my x2, y2. And no, the order does not matter. Meaning, if I wanted to make this the x1, y1, that would be fine. Just as long as you're consistent. Okie dokie. So here's my distance formula. And don't forget, we want to know where Jason's house is, which is halfway. Let me highlight that. I always like to highlight the question, especially when I'm not 100% sure of what I'm doing. Okay. So let me go ahead and erase and replace. So, you know what? Let me put that back. Okay. Let me put another one here so that we don't get confused about what was erased. And I want to do this all at once. Okay, so we're going to start with x2, which was 6, and x1, which was -2, y2, which was 2, and y1, which was -4. And now this is what you will type into your calculator. All right, so again, we're going to hit the square. So I'm in the TI Inspire app. We're going to hit the square root button. Then I'm going to have parentheses 6 minus -2, close parentheses, square it, plus parentheses 2 minus -4, close parentheses, square it, enter. Oh wow, we get a lovely whole number. That doesn't happen very often. So this one is 10. Okay, so the answer to this one, well, not the answer, but we're almost there. So the distance between, who's that, Kate and Ben's house. All right, now Jason has to be halfway. So Jason is halfway. So half of 10 is 5. Cool. I'll consider this the label for this. All right. Using Pythagorean Theorem instead of distance formula. All right, so find FG using the distance formula, and then we're going to find FG using the Pythagorean Theorem, which is given to you right here. If you guys don't remember that from 8th grade, you're about to get a little refresher. All right, first thing, of course, we need to do is figure out the coordinates, 1, 2, 3, and then -2. G is 1, 1. Okay, I'm going to make this my x1, y1, and I'm going to make this my x2, y2. And let me go ahead and put my distance formula here twice. One is for reference, one is for erasing and replacing. Okay, x2 I said was 1, x1 is -3, y2 was 1, y1 was -2. All right, and just like before, we're going to the calculator to evaluate. So TI Inspire app, again, square root, parentheses, 1 minus -3, close parentheses, and square it, plus parentheses, 1 minus -2, close parentheses, and square it, hit enter. Oh, and again, we get this lovely whole number, 5. So the distance is 5. Okay, lovely. So that's how you use the distance formula. All right, now FG using Pythagorean Theorem. Ooh. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, we're going to use a different color for this just because I don't feel like erasing. So to use Pythagorean Theorem, I'm sure you remember, you have to use a right triangle. This is very clearly a right triangle. Your legs are A and B. Your hypotenuse is C. All right, hypotenuse is always the side that's across from the right angle, aka the longest side. So let me replace what I got. A is 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 3. B is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be a 4. All right, let's fix this up a bit. So that's 3 squared, 4 squared equals c squared. We don't know what c is yet. So 3 to the second power is just 9. 4 to the second power is 16. And then we have c squared. Now to get this squared off there, this is going to be 25. Okay, so to get rid of that c squared, we just do the square root of 25, which is just 5. And there you go. You still get the same thing. So either way, you can use Pythagorean Theorem or distance formula. Oh, and just to help you out a little bit, because that's a lot of steps, right? We don't like steps. God forbid we actually work. Okay. Once you're doing Pythagorean Theorem, when you get to this step, all you need to do is take this side and take the square root of it. You can literally do it like that to save you a few steps of writing. So let's go over here and verify that. See? You still get 5. Easy stuff. All right, so, oh, it's not what I wanted. So yeah, the choice is yours. I don't care which one you choose, as long as it's correct.